Here we go! Just got her on the stage. Just got her on the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
How's everybody? Everybody all right? Good, good. I'm
Broadcasting live. www.catalinburg.com/radio. Ladies, I'm about to be quiet. This man about to perform, and I'm just gonna let you listen.
Thank you for coming out. To those of you who came out to see me, I'm sure you enjoyed yourself because I've enjoyed being here. Like, I do have something of a connection to Baltimore because I studied. I used to live on Charles Street. Everybody know Charles? I used to live on Charles Street, and I was I got my master's from Johns Hopkins. They didn't necessarily want me to have it, but I took it and left. I went to Lincoln University because of the folks, because of this rich background, and because of the folks who have been a part of our history. Many people, not the least of whom were actually here, of course, but also for those of you who've seen a movie called The Great Debaters. Denzel Washington played the part of a man named Melvin Tolson. And Melvin Tolson was also a poet and a great brother for organizing and for doing things for the community. He was also a Lincoln man. That's what Lincoln University began in 1854. In 1854, it was called Ashland Theological Institute. You see, before the Civil War, or before the war between the states, whatever they're calling it lately, before some more folks killed one another, it was actually a crime to teach black people how to read and write. And the only folks who seemed to be in favor of it and pushing it and trying to make sure that it happened were the people who were part of the Quaker community in Pennsylvania, who insisted upon starting this institute for folks who were interested in the ministry. You see, for those of you who wonder why so many of our community organizers and so many of our community leaders have been from the ministry, it's because our community is centered around the church and around that type of aggregation. Nat Turner was a minister. Malcolm X, of course, was a minister. Dr. King was a minister. Dr. Abernathy, Reverend Jesse Jackson. They don't call him Reverend just because that's a familiar nickname. They called him that because of his commitment to theology. And Lincoln was called Ashland Theological Institute. But not only were we responsible for bringing about folks who were poets and who were interested in the ministry, but for those of you who want to look up someone who's really important to our background, look up someone that I consider one of the great men of the 20th century, a brother named Thurgood Marshall.
Yes.
Thurgood Marshall. You see, for those of you who are interested in changing the community or changing your lives and changing things for the better, if you do not change the law, you do not change America. In order to change America, you must change the law. Thurgood Marshall understood this. His arguments in Brown versus the Board of Education were landmark rulings that led to the desegregation of the school system. His dissent as a part of the Supreme Court are landmark issues now that are turning around, because things turn around as the Supreme Court turns. The way to change something in America is to change the law. When it's taken to the Supreme Court, this is the final ruling in this regard. Thurgood Marshall was a part of the Supreme Court. And for those of you who are interested in finding out what happened, they now call it BWI Marshall. Okay, that Marshall is not the villain. The Marshall was for Thurgood Marshall, someone who was very important. I'm saying when you get to the 15th of January, maybe you're tired of celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King. Celebrate Thurgood Marshall. Celebrate David Walker. Celebrate Melvin Tolson. Celebrate people who have done things. And let me say why. Anytime someone is willing to sacrifice his life in an issue to get something for you. You see, Dr. King already had an education. It was not necessary for him to go do that to get an education. He went to do that so that you could get one. You understand? When someone when someone goes out to sacrifice to get you something that they already have, then you understand their commitment. You may not necessarily agree with their politics, but agree with the fact that they were trying to do something for you, not for themselves. This is the kind of selflessness that is necessary for our community to move forward. This is the kind of commitment that has been necessary for our community to go where it has gone. I'm not going to stand here and talk all day, even though our guns, you know, don't even get revved up on different people who have sacrificed things for us, because I feel indebted to them. I feel as though the things that they did made it possible for me to come here and do this for you. That's what that's all about. But let me talk to you about a particularly inspirational woman.